All right. What is going on, everybody? And welcome on into another special edition of the Cinema Lords podcast. Our very special Andor breakdown. We're going to be talking about the premiere, the first 3 episodes. Very excited to talk about it. Definitely not your regular Star Wars. A little bit darker, a little bit grittier, more like that Rogue One feel. So we're excited to talk about it. With us today, we got another mixed squad. Kalos still out on work,
doing field work. Yeah, doing some field work.
That's right, doing his research out in the field. We got a new guy on the ones and twos tonight. You know him well. You've seen him on the show, but he's always been on this side of the table tonight, making his debut. Mr. Luke Kleinen, what's going on, bud?
How we doing, everybody? Thank you for having me. Hopefully I can contribute on the technical side a little bit this time.
No, of course. We're happy to have you. We couldn't do the show without the producer, you know what I mean? And it's nice to see, like I said, everyone's starting to chip in a little bit. Everyone's learning this, doing that. We're a utility team here. Everyone's learning all the positions, you know what I mean?
That's it.
And then he was with us here on Tuesday night, but he was on the ones and twos. Now he's back on this side of the table.
I'm on the twos and ones.
Twos and ones. Mr. Seth Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, baby?
Good to be back. I'm excited for this one. Star Wars, big thing for me my whole entire life. So I got some thoughts on this one. Some good, some bad. But yeah, very excited to get into it. And let's go.
Definitely one of the biggest Star Wars guys I know, without a doubt. I remember every single time I went to your house for like a year, I would walk in and you would be watching the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Not even Star Wars. Specifically only Revenge of the Sith.
It was bad.
You must have watched that movie a billion times.
Yeah, it was bad. I used to remember to recite like the whole entire, like probably the first quarter of the movie. Yeah, it was bad. Wasn't the proudest moment in my life going through it, but yeah, I've always loved Star Wars.
Yeah, no, you've always been a big Star Wars guy. I remember you took me to your cousin Adam's house, another big Star Wars guy. We used to play that awesome board game too, man. That game was awesome.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it, but
used to control a character and stuff. Rolling dice. It was
you had a main character, and then like two, like if you were like a Sith, you had two. Like clone troopers, or you had 2 droids.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him what the name was.
Yeah, and he had like expanded that game way beyond its just basic limits. He had like trillions of characters that he ordered online and shit. That shit was a fun time.
Yep.
We'll have to get him on here. I've talked to him already. He's been watching the show. We'll have to get him on to talk some Star Wars at some point. But first 3 episodes, what did you guys think overall? What were your thoughts? What do you guys think?
So overall, the way I'm looking at this is I'm treating this as not necessarily a Star Wars themed show. I'm kind of treating it as just like a spy thriller.
Okay.
Because there's not a whole lot of, I feel like, Star Wars related things, at least the first 3 episodes.
Definitely.
I don't want to come off as a dick asking this, but did anybody ask for this, for like Andor's backstory? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do understand what you're saying. I would say I was asking for a darker, grittier, for almost the adult Star Wars, which this is. So I would say it answered that call. I do get what you're saying, specifically being an Andor thing, though. That I wasn't necessarily asking for.
Yeah,
that I do agree with.
I just like for Star Wars for me right now, we need to do, I feel, quality over quantity kind of deal.
Yep.
Like I would rather, and again, I'm gonna watch every episode, but I just feel like we need to take a step back with Star Wars. So we've made 3 trilogies now. One of them have been good. One of the trilogies has been good. And the last movie in that trilogy that came out was 1980.
Yeah.
So 40 years. We've had 2 trilogies since. Not good. So I think if we take a step back a little bit with Star Wars and we focus on let's make a good trilogy versus these sub-shows. Mandalorian's the exception to the rule.
Of course.
Mandalorian, there's no argument there. It's phenomenal.
It's a banger.
But, even like, what was it? Bad Batch was the other one.
Didn't watch. I only watched the first 2 episodes and I kind of fell off.
There's just a lot of Star Wars things right now that I feel like we don't necessarily need, and I don't want to say that in a very bad way, but, like Rogue One. I think we needed Rogue One. We needed some explanation on how they got the Death Star plans. And not to mention, it was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it was awesome. My favorite Star Wars product, aside from maybe The Mandalorian.
But like this one, like I gotta be honest, I didn't really need a backstory on Andor, so I'm kind of trying to separate the Star Wars aspect of it and just treating it as just a kind of just like a spy show. You know what I mean?
No, I can definitely see that.
You feel like Disney's milking Star Wars a little bit too much here.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing the quality thing over. I mean, the quantity over having the quality. Like I just rather let's take some time, let's get some heads in a room, and let's come up with a damn good trilogy versus what's the next Star Wars show that's coming out.
I hear that.
That's my opinion. Especially like if the last trilogy was good, then I would say, all right, we can branch out, have more of these shows. But like I feel like universally that the last trilogy was not liked.
I know I didn't like it. I liked the first one a lot.
Very few people do.
Yeah, and I'm on the more generous side. Like I know a lot of people hate the Rise of Skywalker. I actually didn't mind it that much. The Last Jedi was one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But I don't know. I just think we need to take a step back with Star Wars, and we need to come up with a good trilogy versus these shows. But I'm still, like I said, I will watch it every single week, and I will give my feedback on it. So that's kind of where I'm at. The first three were pretty good, little slow, to be honest. I thought, and I was telling you earlier today, I think it had a lot to do with having the first three episodes in one night. I think is what killed it a little bit. I think if they would have spread it out a little bit, we would have kind of got it more fast-paced. But I think they knew that everybody was going to watch those first three episodes in the first night. So that's why it was a little bit slow.
Yeah, it's a longer series, too. All the other shows that we've seen so far have all been, for the most part, 6 episodes. Obi-Wan was 6, Boba Fett was 6. This is going to be 12, so...
Yeah.
A little bit more attention to detail.
Yeah.
They did say, too, that this is going to be kind of the story of the little guy, so, it's going to probably be a little bit more of a drawn-out kind of a thing rather than... Like you said, fast-paced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More character development and kind of shit like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think from a spy thriller standpoint, that's basically what it was. There was almost no ties really to Star Wars at all. I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, I like that we're back in the dark, the gritty. It's more adult feel right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It felt like Rogue One felt, which I was excited. Like I said, I was excited for that vibe because that's the vibe that I've been asking for in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everything's always been so like, just almost geared towards not really just geared towards kids, but everything's always so hopeful,
Like fluffy and right.
There's always so much hope.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean.
Right.
And I like a little bit more of the dread because at the end of the day, Star Wars is a lot of dark stories. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I love Rogue One.
Yeah, it's good to show that there's a the rebellion's growing, but like the people in the rebellion, they had to do some not so heroic shit along the way in order to get to where they need to be, and like. I think the first episode kind of explained that a little bit too.
Definitely.
So yeah, I agree. It's nice to see that, people who joined this rebellion, like it wasn't always just, against the Empire, hoorah, this, that, and the other. Like they actually had to do some dark shit along the way in order to get to where they needed to get to.
Yeah. Right away too, I felt as soon as the show opened, it just felt like this show was different in compared to at least Obi-Wan and Boba Fett from like the production side. It just felt right away like this show is going to be not even just better. It just felt less cheesy, less gimmicky.
Yeah,
it felt like it was really grounded.
Yeah.
Right away, I gave you that kind of fucking. I got like that L.A. noir feeling, the rain, the darkness, the fucking lights, the eerie fucking. He's creeping through the alley and shit.
Right.
I just got that fucking creepy, mystery, kind of like you said. I got almost like a 7 vibe too. Fucking.
Yeah, I was thinking like
this
is like black and white, like Sin City.
Yep, Sin City's a good reference.
Cyberpunk.
Like especially because Sin City's raining all the time in that fucking...
Yeah, exactly. If only it was, it's not black and white, obviously, but...
Yeah,
those same vibes.
Definitely. Big time like that. Like I said, noir is my first thought. I liked it. I enjoyed that gritty aspect to it. I agreed. I definitely thought it was kind of... The second episode, particularly, I thought was almost useless. I expected a little bit more from the first 3 episodes in total. Especially seeing as how I thought the best part of the 3 episodes in total... I don't know if you guys saw on Disney Plus, on Disney, the D23 day, they put out like an Andor special. It was like 10 minutes long. And it literally showed the best scene from the 3 episodes, which is like the fight scene in episode 3.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my favorite one, the very end of episode 3.
Right.
I think it, sets up, I think we hit the ground running now. But like I said, it kind of goes back to what I was saying. I think that's a result of them releasing the first 3 episodes in 1 week.
Yeah.
I think if they had they did once a week, I think it kind of would have changed how the value or like the meaningness of each episode.
Yeah, they couldn't really build any tension without that wait in between episodes, kind of, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But altogether, I thought it was... I'm excited to see where the season's going from here. These first 3 episodes were basically almost one little story in itself, kind of.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are still out. Like, right now, the Empire's not a thing right now.
Not
like
yet,
the corporation that's going after like Cassian it's not even related to the Empire.
So yeah,
Granted, now that there's a big battle and everything, obviously I think the Empire is going to be a little bit more involved. You also have a couple like extra, like talking about lack of Easter eggs. I feel like there's still a couple people out there right now who can make an appearance. So you have like Mon Mothma is the biggest one. Like she's the one that in Rogue One they finally get the plans for the Death Star 2.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's out there right now, and the only other one I was thinking of was Jalen Erso from Rogue One. I think he's still out there. Grand Moff Tarkin might be, he might be kind of the main person of the Empire. So there's still a lot more Easter eggs that could be out there, but I don't know how much they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think the show's going to have many of them, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
At least none of them for the sake of just having an Easter egg. It seems like if in the story it makes sense, then they're going to do it. But other than that, they're not going to do it just for fan service.
Seth, what's like the timetable and what's the setting at this time in the show?
So they're not even the rebellion at this point. They're like the I forgot the name of it. It's even pre-rebellion. I want to say it's.
So it was like year 5. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know what
5.
it was.
It says BBY. That's the battle of That's basically when the Death Star blew up.
Yeah,
that's like what they use as like a timetable. Once that battle happens, that they use that as like their time of reference.
Okay.
Yep. So right before there.
Yeah, that gives me a better feel for, like you said, who might pop up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you're gonna get Darth Vader or anything in this. You know what I mean?
No.
Or like Luke Skywalker or
I'd
something.
Be
but
stunned.
Yeah, I think the Easter eggs will be like those like secondary characters from other Star Wars movies. So, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, Luke, what'd you think? How'd you enjoy the first 3?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, but I probably don't take it as personally as Seth might.
Personal's a good way to put it. Yeah.
So I feel like I just was kind of taking it for what it was. I agree that they weren't really able to build much tension in between those episodes. Any that they could have had with those early episodes was kind of lost. But putting all 3 out and getting to that building point and putting out 2 hours at once, I think was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like they did a good job. I'm excited to see the rest.
I mean, if they would have did if these would have been the first 3 episodes and they did it one week per episode, like if we were 3 weeks in on this and we would have had those same 3 episodes, like I don't say I would have jumped ship, but
that would have been tough.
I would have been
Especially
pretty damn
after
close.
episode 2.
Yeah, I would have been pretty damn close. Like I'm fine with it that it was 1 week, so I think that had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, no, this played almost like a movie, these 3 episodes all together. And like you said about it being not really Star Wars related, I can tell you it might drag in some people that aren't necessarily like the biggest of like say Star Wars fans. Like you can watch this and not be. I don't think
you need the backstory of Star Wars to understand what's going on.
Yeah,
I think if you like spy thrillers, like you'd be comfortable watching this show.
Yeah,
I'll
say my Steph watched it with me and she really liked it, which she usually doesn't care at all about Star Wars. She would just take it or leave it. She actually really liked it. She probably liked it more than I did, to be totally honest. But let's dive in. Yeah, let's go into the first episode. Like Luke said, we find out we're 5 years before the Death Star being blown up. You know what I mean? We're on Morlana 1, and like I said, we're opening up with a cool scene. I thought it was creepy, very like LA Noire vibes. Like I said, he's creeping through the alleyway. He goes over to a bar. He's asking about a girl from the planet Canary, which I'd obviously never heard of before. I was like, I don't know, new planet.
And it's not the bars from Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun, you know what I mean? It's not the cantina.
We're off. We're
not in cantina.
We're off Tatooine.
Yeah, we're in like a dark bar. Yeah.
Finally in new places. This is a big galaxy, like we said. Let's explore it. Let's get off the same planets. Every single one of these shows, it's always in Tatooine. We're always in the same couple places. But turns out the girl that he's looking for, he finds out is actually his sister. And while he's asking around for her at the bar, he's got these 2 guys that turn out to be kind of guards or cops, basically. And they're kind of giving him a hard time, hassling a little bit. Kind of brushes it off, finds out the girl's already gone, she's already left. And as he's leaving, as he's walking out, the 2 guys end up following him, giving him a hard time, trying to mug him, basically. Andor's able to fucking pull a 1-2, hits one guy with a headbutt, and then gives one guy a judo chop to the fucking throat.
It took him out.
Turns out, so he gets the other upper hand. He killed that first guy with just a fucking headbutt.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know how hard that must have been? You must have to get him like right under the nose, shift that shit into his brain.
Crack the skull or something.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do.
Yep.
I mean, fuck. 1 in a million. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, for real.
But so now he's got this other god. He just saw the whole thing. Now he's kind of got him at gunpoint, and he fucking straight up executioner style. Fucking bang.
Yeah. I thought this was the most important scene out of all 3 episodes, and not for the obvious factor that this is how he becomes wanted.
Yeah.
But I think it shows right off the
feel of
beginning
show.
that this is going to be a different feel of a Star Wars show, and goes back to, like I said, people who eventually joined the rebellion, like they didn't have to. It wasn't all just, fluffy sunshine, rainbows, against the Empire kind of deal. Like some of these people had to do some dark things along the way to get to where they need to get to. So that's kind of why I felt it was that important. Besides the obvious of that's how he becomes wanted.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly literally agree more. I think you just absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
Right away. First scene, like, all right.
It's like this. Like, oh,
It's
okay,
like
wow.
this. Might not be a children's fucking show. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Get the 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds out of here. It's going to be fucking a little bit more
Yeah, I
intense.
can't see Jar Jar Binks dancing around the town anytime soon in this series.
But then he hops off planet. He goes to apparently his hometown, it seems like, Ferrix. And it seems like he's getting prepared to leave. And we meet our newest droid, which Star Wars always kills one thing, in my opinion. That's droids. We bring in our newest one, B2 Emo. Great fucking name.
Yeah.
And he fits up to it because there's multiple times in these first 3 episodes where he just like acts sad and shit.
When
and
he
I
like,
was just
I don't know how to explain it, but when he like sags in,
cowers.
you know,
Kinda,
you know what I mean? It's like, like almost like shuts off kind of deal.
What's the Disney movie there? Wall-E. Kind of fucking
Yeah,
reminds me of that guy right
Yeah.
there. He does
Yeah.
a lot of that. But right away, I thought he was pretty funny. We find out that he's got a little stutter. He does speak English, not like R2-D2 now with the beep beep beeps actually speaks,
Yeah.
but he's got a stutter from just, I don't know, war or fucking being old as shit. Andor's kind of packing up his shit, and then we find out that we're doing flashbacks, which kind of disappointed me because I'm kind of done with flashbacks after Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
like, if it's
agree
going to be
with you
like
on that.
one flashback, that's fine, but we're going to quickly see that this is going to be a very common thing, at least through these first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Lots
Like
of
why
flashbacks.
couldn't we see this at the beginning? You know what I mean? Like if almost as if this was the first scene. Let's get the flashback out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's get the little backstory on what's going on.
Right.
And now we jump into the present time.
Yeah, I hope so. Basically, the flashback reminded me of like a fucking Lord of the Flies situation. Right away, I'm looking around, like it's all
It did,
kids.
yeah. It did sound like Lord of the Flies a lot.
Fucking yeah, they're all like spears, got fucking body paint and shit on. The other thing that annoyed me about these flashbacks is not even that we're just doing flashbacks. They're doing all these flashbacks and they don't give us fucking subtitles for them, and they're speaking a different language.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how annoying is this? What benefit
Yeah.
does this provide us that we have to like figure out what these kids are trying to say to one another? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wicked dumb. But they're on, like I said, some Lord of the Flies situation going on, and they see I don't know what kind of ship it is, but some kind of spaceship fucking fly down and just fucking crash.
Yep.
So right away that was interesting. I'm like, all right, it's got to be fucking Cassian. I would have to imagine if it's him that's flashing back.
And it's really not even, they don't even have the same ships as they did. You know what I mean? Like you could tell.
Older?
Yeah, or like
Yeah,
you
I
can
get
tell
what
if it's like an Imperial ship or.
No, right.
You know,
yeah.
like these are like brand new ships, really,
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah. He ends up trying to fucking tell B2 Emu to fucking lie for him, which I thought was kind of funny, you know what I mean? And then he goes and sets up an alibi fucking with his buddy down the street at the construction site, kind of tells him fucking where he was now the night before.
Yeah.
But then we go back to the headquarters at Marlana 1. This is a cool scene. Right away, first thing I noticed, they're at kind of like like I said, security headquarters. I don't know what we want to call him. The chief security guard is Lord Royce from Game of Thrones.
Oh shit.
First thing I noticed.
That's
right
what
away.
I was thinking. I knew it was from. I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Or like where he was. I knew he was from Game of Thrones, but I couldn't think what his character was.
Over at the Vale.
Yep.
Yeah, right away I was like, hey, I know you. A couple people in this show where as soon as I saw him, I was like, hey, I know who you are. Fucking.
Qyburn's in it too.
I haven't. He wasn't.
I think
in
of
the
it.
first one?
The upcoming. I think they
Oh, all right.
they do like kind of like an overall trailer for the whole series.
Yeah, and he was.
And
in
I'm
the,
pretty sure
you know what?
he's in the Empire.
I think I actually did.
which
see
is the
that.
perfect fucking.
Yeah, no
if there was
shit.
anybody I could think of for Game of Thrones, it's Qyburn.
There's a couple other Game of Thrones guys in there too.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's one. The huge guy who kind of lurks behind Cassian?
Oh yes, yeah.
Apparently that's Hodor, the same actor.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
He has that same almost slouch to him. So now that you say that,
Actually,
they do look
shit.
similar.
No, I'm sorry. My bad. Not Hodor.
Oh, not Hodor.
One. The big.
Oh, okay.
The big giant.
Yeah, the giant.
The giant. Yeah, not the half giant. The full giant.
I got you.
One from Game of Thrones.
I got you. We'll get introduced to her in a minute, but who's the other one? It's his his mom character. Was it Marva? Yeah, that's her name. That's,
Opportunia.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, we're at this security headquarters, and this dude who's like seems like a newly promoted dude reminded me actually. He's not actually him, but he reminded me of Ramsey Bolton. Had that Ramsey Bolton look to him right away. But basically, he's been staying up all night, been looking into the 2 murders of these gods that Andor took out. And the fucking Lord Royce is kind of just like, you know what? They were in the wrong place. They shouldn't have been there. They were drinking shit they shouldn't have been drinking. Seems like they just kind of messed with the wrong guy. They kind of got what they deserved.
Not wrong.
Yeah, no. Definitely not. Brings up some decent points. You
Not
know what
wrong,
I mean?
yeah.
He's going to like a crime rate meeting, literally, so he's going to have to go like report that right there. And he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's brush it on the rug.
Yeah.
Make them look
And-
like heroes, but not too good heroes.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to, like I was saying, this isn't the Empire, and it seems like this.
Yeah, do we have
this
a name for him or no?
No, I think it's just kind of like just a corporate. Like I think the corporation's probably not a good word for it, but this corporation seems like they just want to do their own thing, and they want to keep the Empire out of it.
Yeah.
So if something like this happens, like they don't want to, I guess, like make
out.
news out of it,
Yeah,
right? They don't
right,
want
right.
word getting around. Like they want to kind of just sweep underneath the rug. They want the Empire to stay out of what they have going on. They
Don't
just
wanna
kind
look
of
incompetent.
they want to do what they're doing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got you. I want to put up a brave face. But like I said, definitely looked like Ramsey Bolton to me. That's what I kept fucking actually writing down, even in my notes. I kept calling him Ramsey Bolton. I looked up his name. It was like Cyril or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
Ramsey Bolton's way better.
They do a good job of Star Wars making these pale, like General Hux is the guy from the latest Star Wars trilogy. They're just like pale and just mean looking dudes. Like that's what this guy looks like.
Which is actually, it's funny you bring that up. So like in this is the first scene. This is like his introduction scene, and then we're gonna see him a couple more times in this episode. And he always is, like you just said, kind of like this hard ass. And then all of a sudden, by like episode 3, he seems like a soft little bitch. I don't know what the fuck happens. He really turns tide, I feel like.
Yeah.
Weirdly, like just
Right.
very quick. From there, we go back to Andor and back to Cass, and he's meeting our new character, Bix.
Bix. Bix. I like Bix.
I like Bix.
I like Bix. Man.
It turns out that, like we said, Cass is trying to get a plan together to try to get off planet. He just killed these 2 guys. He's got to get out of here before he gets arrested. Apparently, he's got this special artifact, basically this special item that he wants to sell to, get some cash so he can get out of here.
It kind of looked like a holocron, like again, this goes back to like the last trilogy. It almost looked like a Jedi holocron. They have these things that they can use to track down Jedis.
Yeah.
But it's not. So I thought it was at first, but it's kind of the same thing, like a box looking thing.
Yeah. What do they say it does? It tracks Imperial ships or something?
Yeah,
like
I think so. Kind of the same thing, like I was saying. Just they use it just to kind of they want to keep the Empire away right now and
Radar
do their
machine,
own thing.
basically.
Yeah.
But basically, he says that could go for big cash. And apparently Bix has got a friend. We don't know who it is yet, but apparently she's got a guy who buys rare items, got the cash to go. And he convinces her to, give him a call, say, hey, I got something. And we find out she's got another simp boyfriend. We've been doing a lot of simp boyfriends.
Yeah, that's
Cold,
simp is the perfect way to put it.
Simp
guy's a
boyfriend
simp.
Tim, just
Yeah.
jealous as shit.
Yeah.
man. Just overwatching, just being annoying.
Yep.
Goes right over to Andor after the conversation's over and is kind of like hassling him and shit. Like, I'm sick of you coming around. You know what I mean?
Like, dude, lay off me, bro. Like,
For real.
relax, dude.
Seriously, just right away, I was like, all right, I don't like this guy. I know right
It's
away.
like-
He just got introduced to me. His name's Tim with 2 M's. Again, to this, I love subtitles. I'm addicted to subtitles. I'm like the subtitle king. I always pick up on shit like that. Tim with 2 M's. I'm just
Yeah.
like a dick name.
It's big minus points.
It's not even like Cassian's like he didn't make a move to this point at any point on Bix or anything.
Trying to get out of town.
He's always doing is trying to get out of town. That's
Actually,
it.
yeah, this is what you wanted. Leave
Not
me
even
alone.
trying to get
I'm
involved
out
with
of
her.
here. You know what I mean?
Or anything. Yeah.
From there, we go that we see that Ramsey Bolton, he ain't listening to Lord Royce's instructions. We're just using all Game of Thrones names back.
That's how we keep track.
But the new guy, he's not taking his boss's instructions. He's still looking in. He's got some guy working overnights, basically, fucking putting him to the tooth and nail to try and track down who it is. And then we see Bex is leaving. She tries to go back to Bex. She's trying to basically pull a fast one to get out of there. She tries to leave her boyfriend in the dust. And what does Tim do? Tries to like follow her like a little weird stalker. Fails though because he sucks. Can't even do that right. Can't even follow her. Ends up like bumping into somebody, falls over, loses her. Turns out Bix goes to send the message to her boy to see if he's going to be able to show up, the buyer for Andor. And then we go to, who is it? Cyril and Ramsey. So, Ramsey Bolton. He wants to track down all of the males from Kenari for questioning. Now, he asked that, and I'm like, how the fuck does he know?
It seems like that seems a little drastic.
Drastic, but where did he get Kenari from? Like, did some,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Did
Right.
somebody already send it in fucking emails or some shit like that? Sending them little fucking slippy notes?
Yeah, I don't know. That is a weird detail.
He just, because you have like the...
Is there a report of some kind that did get through?
I don't know. You have like the three, it's like the three, whatever you want to call them, like computer workers, you know what I mean? They're sitting there doing their thing. He comes over and he tells them exactly that order. But right away I was just like, where the fuck did you get that info from? You know what I mean?
Right. It might be like crime scene investigation, kind of. Like they asked the people at the bar or whatever, and that's all they were able to get was a description. But
You know
but
what?
again, Kenari's pretty obscure.
That's
It's weird
actually
that someone
a pretty
pulls
good
that.
idea.
Yeah, but it's still Kenari is pretty obscure. No one.
Yeah. He even mentions that like the first time when the first time Andor brings up the planet, he says, it's off rim, small little place.
Yeah.
That's actually a good call though. Maybe that was just something that simple.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 of our guys died right outside your establishment. Was there anybody weird here? That
Yeah. Might as well start there.
Yeah, all right.
Got to start somewhere.
I like that. Good explanation. You just grounded in the show. Good
There we
job,
go.
Luke.
Trying.
Andor is still trying to cover up his tracks and get ready. He's switching out ship logs and covering his tracks. And then we go to the last scene, which is a flashback, which I thought lousy way to end the episode. Go back to the Lord of the Flies. These kids that it seems like the older ones, the little, because they vary in age, but it seems like the older ones, the ones that are a little bit tougher, I guess, they're kind of getting ready to head out. And Andor's getting ready to go with them. He's getting ready to head out with one of them. And then we see that he's got like a little girl basically with him. So I'm assuming that's got to be the little sister that he was looking for at the bar. You know what I mean?
That's the only thing I could get out of at least this flashback was that there was some meaning to it. Is that all right? Clearly, this is his sister, and that's what his main goal was, is to track down his sister.
Yeah, she's even calling after him as he's leaving. She's like, you know what I mean? Cass. He comes back, kind of says, hey, I'll be back. Actually, we don't know what he says because we don't have fucking subtitles for it.
It's true.
Stupidity. But like I said, I thought the first episode was pretty good. Didn't like the ending. Don't like ending with flashbacks. Like I said, I'm done with the flashbacks.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was good that it's like I just like that it started off letting you know right off the rip that it's kind of going to be a darker Star Wars themed kind of deal.
Yep.
Like it's not going to be your like you said, like your average Star Wars like show, movie, whatever. They let it know right off the start, like it's about spies and kind of like I said, this rebellion. It's they didn't just
the beginnings, just the smallest little tiny embers.
Yeah, like you had to do some dark shit along the way in order to join this rebellion.
Yeah, and it seems like things almost have to get a little bit darker for them too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Empire is still going to kind of take form and start really reining in some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
But first episode, thought it was pretty good. Like you said, dark right away. I thought my biggest thing I thought was again the production. Just this show reminded me of more like what Mandalorian feels like. It just seems like there might have been a little bit more money put into it. Seems like they took more time with it. It just, I don't know. Boba Fett and Obi-Wan both had their issues with me where it was just simple little things where I was just like, this is so dumb and corny. Not even corny, but just like, I think of like, say like the Darth Vader scene where, with the fire. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Where
man, that
the
was so bad.
stormtroopers are like,
Yeah.
we can't go around this fire.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you go 2 feet in that direction, you can go
And
around
it's
the
like
fire.
shot up in the sky so you can see. Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can see
It's
the
so
layout
lazy.
of it, and you
Thank
can see
you.
that you can just walk around.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
That's
terrible.
the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
this show seems like it's not going to have any of that shit.
But I
Like,
think
everything's
maybe
fucking-
it has to do with like that's a prime example. All right, it's Obi-Wan, so like kind of the fact that it's Obi-Wan and Darth Vader can shy away from that. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
maybe
right.
a lot
People
of
are so
people,
yeah.
they're so caught up in
people
Obi-Wan
were.
fighting Vader, right, that they don't really look into that stuff. But
Yeah.
at least as of right now, there's none of that like Easter eggs or like those typical Star Wars characters. Well, so like people are maybe they're like focusing more on these kind of things, and they realize that you can't really get away with the with that kind of sentiment. You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of hone down on those things.
Yeah. What was another bad one was the remember the Boba Fett, like the race with like the kids on the motorcycles when they were like going
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
streets.
not good.
And it looked like they were going like 10 miles an hour on like fucking motor scooters basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not good.
I was like, exactly like this just feels like all right, this is much more well done. They put more, like I said, more time into it. Probably more money, I'm guessing. Just a higher level quality of show
Definitely.
compared to the last two, which was good to see. I liked the dark vibe. I was asking for something more like this, something more for adults. I've been asking for the R-rated Darth Vader movie for forever. I don't think I'll ever get it, but I'm still holding out hope.
Not with Disney owning it. I wouldn't think.
You never know, man. Disney's starting to open up. Hey, Deadpool's rated R. Let's see if Deadpool does really good. Doors might get blown open.
Could open up Pandora's box.
It
right
really
there.
could, man. If Deadpool kills and they're doing a good, if they're pulling in fucking Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? Get Hugh Jackman in. That movie's gonna kill. R-rated Disney. like I said, blow the doors open. Let's get some R-rated stuff going. Because Disney's awesome. They make great shit.
Sure.
Episode 2 was the episode that I was like, what a waste. I thought it was just like a waste. I feel like you could have taken like 10 minutes from it, put it into, say, episode 1, taken another 10 minutes of it, thrown it into episode 3, and then cut the other 10 minutes. It's only like 30 minutes long.
This was almost like, and I wasn't trying to have it be like this, but this is almost like background. Kind of like not music, but like just a background show for me in this one. Like nothing was captivating me in this episode at all.
No, I really didn't.
To be honest,
I watched them twice. This episode, both times to me, was just a downer kind of.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, this one, it just felt like a wasted episode, like a total
Definitely
filler.
did. Yep.
You could have just done this in a lot of other
we've
ways.
said it before. I'm tired of fillers. Stop making filler episodes.
Yep.
Just give me the
George.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. George, fucking Marvel, all of you. Stop making filler episodes. Just give me the goods for 6 episodes a season. I don't need the filler episodes.
Ah, well, I agree with everything except for
Unless they're funny.
House of the Dragon and Rings of Power. Both those shows are killing it right now. They can do whatever they want, in my opinion.
Because there's no fillers in those.
Yeah, no. Even when it's like a slower episode of, say, House of the Dragon, like shit still happens. That's just like, oh shit.
Right. Or there's a payoff for
Always.
whatever thing is really slow leading up to it. Yeah.
There's always something. There's never like a total just waste of an episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
always
we've been
worth
talking about this a lot. Like She-Hulk, for
I
instance.
say it's
last
not
2
She-Hulk
weeks.
at a fucking wedding for a whole episode.
Just two complete throwaways.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched. Today is Thursday. We're putting it out on Friday, but today's Thursday. She-Hulk releases. I haven't watched the new episode yet, but I might have seen on Twitter that there's still no Daredevil.
Oh no.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I've read still no Daredevil.
No Daredevil, no Seth.
Fucking kidding me. Somebody else might be in it. Maybe. I won't tell you who, but there is somebody else in it. Episode 2, we open up exactly where episode 1 left off. We're at the flashback with these kids. They're kind of heading out of here. They're heading towards this crash site, we assume. I can't imagine what else they'd be leaving for. But again, no subtitles, so we don't fucking know for sure. And then we see, like, they get to, like, I don't even fucking know how to describe it. A huge construction, like, mining pit. Looks like a fucking meteor, basically. A massive
Seems like it was
meteor,
like a mining accident or something. Like something went wrong.
Yeah, it looks
somewhere
like
down the
fucking
line.
either the Empire or some other fucking something else like the Empire. This other corporation, maybe.
And I think this is one of the few times they did kind of an Easter egg was that they kind of show a ship that's like half subdued in this mining field, and it looks like an Imperial ship.
Oh, okay.
So
That might be
they
it.
do. I think they do a little bit of saying that this was like the Empire was
Empire
in
might have
here
been
somewhere
here.
down the line. So
Yeah.
it seemed like that ship that they showed was an Imperial ship.
I gotcha. Maybe that's what happened with all the parents too and shit. Like we obviously, like I said, it's all kids. There's not a single adult. So these kids came from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, they're all wearing like loose clothes and stuff, like it's their parents' old shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like crazy.
Like I said, Lord of the Flies, fucking. You know what else reminded me of? Either you guys seen that the Prey movie, the new Predator one that's out on like Hulu and shit like that?
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Awesome, right? Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yeah, worth watching, Seth.
Definitely.
Was it?
worth-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was really, really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about it.
Yeah. We talked about it on one of the regular episodes. Yeah, really, really good. But it reminded me of that too. Fucking, they had like the spears and shit, the face paint. I was like, oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they like get ready to go to war when they go check out that spaceship. They have like a whole ritual and do it all.
Yeah. We see that they got like a female leader. She seems like a little badass, sort of like, I don't know, 14, maybe 15-year-old. But none of them are that old, man. They're all pretty young. It seems like.
I know. Yeah, it's weird that every adult died.
Yeah.
Maybe it's whoever was working at that mine or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. All the kids were like together. Maybe they were like out of school or something like that. Fucking teacher went to go. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, this is before making the Death Star, so I'm sure they had to have a lot of I want to say slaves, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they had to have a lot
basically.
of people.
Planets that they were just literally taking over and using their people as slaves.
Yep.
Fucking yeah. No,
Yep.
definitely. But like I said, it looks like something went awry here. You know what I mean? Huge fucking massive. I don't even know pit. I don't even know what to call that. We go to Bix and her loser boyfriend, her Tim with 2 M's, and she's looking at a computer. She's fucking trying to leave work. And she like looks very fucking disheveled as she's like fucking looking at the computer. She's trying to get out of there. Tim's asking if he wants to go to dinner. She's like, yeah, we'll go to dinner tomorrow. But she looks kind of disheveled. She gets out of there on a run.
Get out of here, Tim.
Tim right away, he seems like he's onto it. What does he do? He goes to her computer. He pulls up in her fucking recent tabs like an asshole. And he fucking sees basically like a wanted poster, if you want to call it that, for fucking, they're looking for any Canary males. And he's just like,
Gotta clear your browser history.
Gotta clear your
God, if you want to keep it underneath the rug, you gotta clear the browser history.
You have an
Internet 101.
boyfriend. Yeah, for real. You gotta know these things. Especially with this kind of a boyfriend. Come on, you can tell this guy's overbearing as hell. You're acting the way you're hell.
Yeah, he's snooping around.
You're lying, hiding from him. So obviously it's a reason for that. Clear your browsing history. What the fuck? But sure enough, he's like, they're looking for Canary males. That's interesting. And then we go and we meet Andor's mom, basically. We see a woman. She's hanging out with B2 Emo, so obviously we assume older woman, probably Andor's mom or whatever. They're chilling. She's like, yo, don't tell him anything. Andor comes walking in like he just got home from a day at the office, completely normal, trying to act like nothing's awry, like he didn't just kill 2 guys and he's about to leave town. And Ma's like, yo, not so fucking fast. I saw the warning posted too. Like, who the fuck you tell where you're from?
You got some explaining to do.
They made it like a big thing, like where he was from. Like, you're from fucking Canary, like you can't say, you know what I mean? It's like a big thing, you know what I mean? They're saying that they didn't even tell necessarily all their family members and shit like that. So
there's something that happened there that like whether it's the Empire or this corporation, whatever it is, like, and we don't know yet, but there's something that happened there that it's trying to get swept under the rug.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. They want to like remove any trace of this, whatever happened here. That like I think they say like the planet's like uninhabitable now and shit like that. They want to just keep it off the books.
Yep.
This was the first time that B2 Emu said Bix, and I've been saying it nonstop now. I feel like I must have said it like 200 times last night, and I did it a couple times already today, but I'm just like, every time, just Bix. I was cracking up every fucking time. I like this new droid. Yeah. Who's the droid from Rogue One that he chills with is the best.
K2SO?
K2SO,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is a cool droid.
That's like the best droid. Awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, C3 and R2, they're awesome, but that droid's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I heard he's not coming in till, I don't even know, he, she, whatever the fuck. It's not coming in till season 2.
Is he? Yeah, he's supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
Because he was. I know he was an Imperial. He was an Imperial droid.
I think there's gonna be between. So like this one, Lucas was. I think this one's 5 BBY. I think the next season 2 was like 2 BBY.
Okay, so we're getting closer.
Yeah,
so,
we're getting closer.
Yeah,
even to like Rogue One and shit.
K2SO was awesome.
Awesome, yeah. I think that was one of the biggest fan questions. Is like K2SO going to be in this? Because obviously people loved him and he dies. You know what I mean? So everybody fucking really dies. Yeah. We go to we find out Bix tells Andor that Bix is looking for him. So Andor's like, oh shit, word. Let's go fucking see what she's got to say. Maybe she got in touch with her by a friend. They go meet at a different cantina again, though. Not your regular fucking.
The band is the band's off tonight. Yeah, this one was the band's not playing tonight.
This looked like a sketchy Star Wars bar. Yeah. This one was very.
It's like Attack of the Clones, where they're looking for the person that helped Jango Fett. I can't think of her name. It's kind of like those dark alleys and things like that.
Yep.
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
They had that blue milk on tap at this bar, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I don't know if it was this episode or no, but they had blue ramen. Oh, did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah. I think that's I think that's one of the 3 guys that's working at the computers in that first episode. I did notice.
He's got the blue ramen.
I fucking spotted that too. I was like, "What the fuck? This guy's eating blue noodles." I wonder what they. I right away. I was like, "I wonder what they taste like. That they're blue, like they blue raspberry noodles, like
cotton candy."
Both sounds gross, but yeah, brutal. Bix tells him that she got in touch with her. She contacted the buyer. He's on his way. All is well. You can be able to make a deal. And then we find out that Sim Tim is still being a stalker and he's fucking watching from the shadows. Which Sim Tim? I've been watching fucking You on Netflix, which is one of my favorite shows. I've been plowing through it for like the 15th time. I don't know if you guys have either one of you guys have seen that. No. Big stalker show.
No.
Oh my god, this guy was just giving me the vibes. I'm just like, you're Joe, you're the early Joe. Yeah, the Joe we don't see in the show. I'm like, that's the early version. This guy doesn't know what he's doing yet. He's a terrible stalker.
Yeah. Bad intentions. He maybe he wants to do well, but he's
execution's not there to kind of be like not spying on Bix, but trying to figure out what she's doing. His execution's not there at all. If he's trying to be subtle about it.
Nope.
Like Nick said, like tripping over stuff, trying to follow.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Can't even do that.
Clown. Another guy, just another bum. But he literally, like I said, he's overwatching this whole conversation. He just saw whatever you want to call it, that wanted poster kind of a thing on the computer. So what does he do? We just see him go. He sends a little message, do at some little like ATM looking fucking computer machine kind of thing. I was like, this is what we're gonna have in the future. You just go up to like an ATM and send an email to somebody or something like that, and we go, all right, whatever. And then we go right to where he sent the message, or we assume because it just happened. But the fucking guards find out that
Rats him out.
yep,
Fuck
right away.
Tim.
Fucking gets a tip. Fucking looking for Andor. They get an old image of him. He's looking kind of younger, teenage Andor.
Yeah.
But they're like, all right, that's the guy we're looking for. We know what planet. Let's fucking go get him.
Just
fucking
not necessary by Tim.
Tim. He's already leaving. He's literally
Right,
making
exactly.
the deal to get out of town.
Right.
And you're reporting him. Like, what are you doing?
Just get out of town.
You're just being an asshole.
Yeah, uncalled for.
You know what I mean? And your girl's still helping him out, so she's still gotta like, even if she doesn't like care about him like that, they're still friends. You think she's gonna be happy with you when you fucking turn her friend in?
You didn't think to ask what's going on at any point?
Yeah. Well, I can't believe it. So the guy sends the message, right? Fucking tells the whatever, not the Empire, but this new Empire, these blue guys, tells him what's going on. He goes on home, and then who shows up but Bix, and she's been boozing. And we get a little kind of, we don't get it directly, but we get a good innuendo of sex in Star Wars. I was like,
Yeah.
we don't get much of that at all in Star Wars.
No.
You know what I mean? We get a couple of kisses here and there from Anakin and Padme, but aside from that, man, and of course Han and Leia, but there ain't much.
There's kissing, and that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Biggs comes right in, drops the jacket. You know what she's all about. She even says, I've been drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Kissing your sister sometimes, but you know, Luke didn't know in his defense.
That's right. There you go. But right away, I was like, all right. Again, this kind of went to that even that darker vibe to me again. I was like, all right, this is.
Didn't he even ask if she wants to eat dinner or something? And she was like, she just went right into it. She's like, nope.
Yeah. She's like, come on, dude. You see
Like,
what I'm
no,
here for a reason.
I'm good.
You know what I mean? I knocked and said, is it too late? You know what I mean? I don't want fucking dinner. I've been
Yeah.
boozing. Let's go.
Nope.
He looks like he's a little feeling of guilt though. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, oh shit, like I did just report your boy.
Yeah, if he just took
fucking,
some
you know
time
what
and
I
asked what
mean?
was going on versus immediately just reporting them, you should
Yep.
feel fucking
He
guilty.
should feel guilty. I agree.
He stinks.
He does think.
Simp Tim.
Yep. We go and we meet a new character. We go to Ramsey Bolton or Cyril, whatever you want to call him, and he called in a big gun, Sergeant Mosk. This big old Irish dude.
The fat Scottish dude.
Scottish dude, yeah.
Sergeant Mosk.
I liked this guy, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
right away, I was
dude,
like, all right, I'm in on this guy.
Yeah, he was funny.
I really like his accent. He's got the no fucks attitude, just
No.
like Ramsey Bolton. He's like, we got to push these guys hard. We got to get them. This is an insult. They killed 2 of our soldiers.
They sent fat bastard in to kill to kill Cassie.
And we had just seen Aunt Petunia, so almost right in my way, I was like, is this guy supposed to be Uncle Vernon? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ain't that big, but right away.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Oh, that's right. Did that guy pass away? That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. My bad. R.I.P. in peace. But we go and we see that the buyer has arrived on planet, and it is my guy, Stellan Skarsgård, who you
Yeah.
guys will know from Thor and a trillion other movies. Dune, yep. Got two sons that are also pretty good.
You know, I
damn
was gonna
actors
ask
in their
that.
own right.
Is he the father of like Alexander?
He's good.
Who's Pennywise?
8 kids.
And Bill Bill Skarsgård?
Yep,
Who's
Bill
like
Skarsgård.
he doesn't really have any like.
He plays Pennywise.
I think Alexander Skarsgård is the
He was just in The Northman.
Yeah, he's Bill. I think is the one who's in like Jarhead. Like he's Jake Gyllenhaal's guy in Jarhead. That's Bill Skarsgård.
No.
Elite family.
Yeah.
Elite family.
Yeah, I'm looking up right
Really?
now. Yeah. You
Are
keep
you
talking.
serious?
I'm looking up. Yeah.
No, that just blew my mind. There's no.
Yeah.
I've seen Jaws like 2 billion times, but that means Bill Skarsgård's pretty old. I thought he was somewhat younger.
He was in Green Lantern too, which he
Double
was
check
really
that.
bad.
I don't
in
know
Green
about that. I want.
Lantern. No,
proof.
you're right. I'm sorry. I got it up right here.
All right, I knew it. I was like, "There's no way." Bill Skarsgård's pretty young.
That's the guy. Bill's the guy who plays Pennywise.
That's what I said. He plays Pennywise,
Yeah.
and he also plays. He's actually in the Eternals movie too. He plays like the Crow, like the big bad one that talks.
You know what I didn't
and
realize the other day too? He's in Deadpool 2. He's the guy that spits up acid.
shit. Oh, one of the guys that dies right away,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. What is it? X Factor team? What is it?
Yeah, X-Force.
X-Force. X-Force. That's right.
Yeah,
but like
Peter Sarsgaard is the one I'm thinking of.
okay.
Peter Sarsgaard is the one that's in like Jarhead.
Is he their brother? He's got to
I
be.
mean,
He's got 8 kids.
I think they are all related, yeah.
No shit.
Sure.
It's like a whole family tree of these guys, huh?
Yeah.
See, I knew.
You know what's wild too? You know who he's married to?
No.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
What? Huh?
We're going off the rails a little bit here. Yeah, we could.
Wait, what's going on here? You know the Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yep.
All right. I'm all kinds of fucking confused now. There's no way Maggie Gyllenhaal made these kids. This is gonna be a new marriage.
Yeah, this is getting wild.
This is what is happening right now? We've completely gone down a loophole here.
Yep.
I am
Anyways,
shocked.
put the
That's gotta
phone
be
down.
that's
Yeah,
gotta be a
this
new
is-
marriage. But yeah, we see that he's the buyer. I was very excited to see him. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Star Wars universe. I love that guy. Like we said, a lot of good things. Dune, Thor. But he's in town. He's made it here, so we're gonna have that meeting probably pretty soon. We go to Andor. He's still getting ready to leave. He's saying bye to B2 Emo. He sets him up with a little walkie-talkie, basically, kind of like a little comm system for him to still talk to even after he leaves, which we're gonna find out in a little while. It's gonna end up playing a little bit to a downfall. But we're gonna go back to this flashback, and we're gonna finally get to the crash site. We got the Lord of the Flies have made their way to this crash ship. The leader girl, kind of the 15-year-old or however old girl you want to say, she kind of takes the lead. She goes down by herself. The rest of them kind of hide up and kind of make a little, like a fucking trap.
lead, yeah.
If anything comes out, sort of, they're up and look up though. This girl kind of heads in by herself. Turns out one of the guards from the crash didn't die. Fucking kind of wakes up, shoots her right in the fucking back, kills her, and the kids light him up with like
blow darts,
bazillion blow darts.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was like, those things must not hurt that bad. It looks like they hurt, but he just had he looked like a freaking boy. He looked like Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right,
porcupine.
yeah.
Fucking, he was loaded up by the time he was done.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. That kind of reminded me of that movie too, though, because I think she does those things, like the blow darts. I think in that movie a couple times, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's like one of her main weapons.
Yeah, she does. She'll use anything in that movie. It seems like what these kids are doing too. You gotta make the best of what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Star Wars just goes to show, don't fuck with the natives on, you know what I mean? It's like the Ewoks kind of deal. The
Yeah.
Ewoks know how to get around. These guys know how to get around. Don't fuck with the locals if you're an outsider going to a remote planet that you've never been to before, because it's never going to bode well for you at all.
Even like all the townsfolk where Cassian is, like when they have their whole ringing the bell system, like
that was awesome.
Don't fuck with them either,
Yeah.
you know?
Was that this episode? Was that?
That's gonna be episode 3. Episode
Okay, I was
3.
going to say, because that was like...
Best one I
Yeah,
thought. We're
that
gonna be
was
there in just a second. Actually, we're almost done here. But like I said, we see that the girl gets killed, unfortunately. But like I said, the kids light this dude up, and we see that Andor. He's pretty upset about the death of this girl. Earlier, when we saw them earlier in one of the other flashbacks, she kind of spoke up for him to see him. It seems like he might have a little bit of maybe a little crush going on or something for this girl. Seemed like he might have a little bit of a googly eye.
Yeah, Cassian... He's got a, I don't know, like he's got crushes on a lot of people in his time throughout Star Wars. You know what I
His
mean?
calls
mom,
him out,
actually, his
too.
mom says that. Yeah. Good call.
He really does. Like this, you know, like we'll get into it with Bix. I can't think of the name of the character, like the main character from Rogue One. But like he gets involved with a lot. He gets crushes on a lot of different ladies throughout his time in the Star Wars galaxy.
Like you said, his mom brings it up too. Lists off like I think 3 or 4 different girls that he obviously been messing around with. You know what I mean?
And she's like, that's just the ones I know about.
That's right. That's right. Good. Yeah. No, you guys are right. Seems like he's a bit of a player. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But we go to Andor. He's trying to get like a ride, basically off world. He's trying to set it up. He goes to, basically, I don't even know what you want to call it, like a ticket booth, basically. Seems like he's known this guy though, and they're actually fucking looking into Canary, which is his home planet. They're fucking looking into it right there as he walks up, and he's like, "What? Well, I've never heard of that place." Kind of trying to play it off. But it turns out that there was like actually, like you said, a mining accident, basically. And now the whole world, they say, is like toxic or uninhabitable, basically, like that.
Yeah, I'd love to know how, but yeah.
No shit, because
say.
obviously we see. I mean, this is a flashback, so something could have happened in these years since. But these kids are obviously living there, so it can't be that uninhabitable at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe something that only kills adults.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like it might be a little far fetched. I don't know how they would explain it, but yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe something that
I
only
didn't
kills
think of
adults
that.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, like those dead soldier guys that were laying around the ship, they were all like kind of yellow too. Like,
Yeah,
it
actually,
seemed like,
I did mock. Yep,
It
I
seemed like
mocked
they
that
didn't
down.
die until they got off the spaceship. You know?
Or it
Yeah.
could have just been
So,
the
like, it's still
kids.
active too.
Yeah, the kids were at home maybe, and like every adult was like, again, not a slave, I don't know, but doing
Yeah, I
this
get what
mining,
you're saying.
doing the mining, and that's what led
Forced
to all
labor.
the adults dying. But yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
That's interesting. That's a cool thought. I do kind of like that. Maybe that's something to do with that. And then we go to our closeout scene, but we see that the guards are getting ready to arrive. They're kind of they got their whole little crew together. And this scene I thought was kind of funny in a way because you got this new guy that we like, Sergeant Mosk. He gives a pretty good speech, gets the boys riled up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Delivers the message.
Yeah.
And then
The
he
guys
passes
from
things off.
Lord of the Rings need to learn a couple things from this guy's speech in the last episode of Rings of Power. Yeah.
those were two brutal ones.
You just need a
Very,
fat
very
Scottish
brutal.
guy to get a speech going. It gets everybody riled up.
Yeah, so you could tell he's a soldier. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
a guy. He's been promoted through the ranks. Probably he's probably seen.
He's
his
been
shit.
at the bottom and now he's at the top.
Yeah.
So he's seen it all. He's been through it all.
Very much the vibe that I get.
Yeah.
But then he passes things over to Ramsey Bolton, and this is the part where I thought was funny. But Ramsey gives a speech, and it was boo.
Yeah, not good.
But even he saves it. He kind of just like all the guys are just dead silent. He's just like, all right, yeah, good boy, yeah. Get the boys going. You know what I mean? He even says to him, "Good job." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
good job. And then he's like,
Right, yeah.
rolling his eyes, like, oh,
Yeah,
good
he's
job.
a kiss ass for sure.
Yeah, a
Like,
little
yeah.
bit.
Like right when he meets him, he's like, "This is something that has to be done." And like, it's a noble cause, and I don't know. He's just like
Yeah.
kissing his ass right away.
Likes what he's doing. You know what I mean? Likes that
Yeah,
he's
maybe that
taking the
more.
initiative a little bit. I don't
Give a
know.
little pat on the ass. Yeah, nice job, bud. Way to go.
Great
Who knows
speech.
who sent him here
Great
too?
speech.
He could have been a pain in the ass for the other whoever sent him here. You know what I mean? This guy's just happy to get him off his plate. He's like, you know what? There's a problem over there. You guys can deal with him now.
True.
But actually, like I mentioned earlier, like those first couple scenes with Ramsey or whatever Cyril, he fucking seemed like kind of like a hard ass. You know what I mean? He was real fucking giving orders and like, all right, we got to catch these guys. And then I don't know if maybe it was now that he's out there, like not at his desk anymore. Maybe behind his desk he's
Out
a
in the
big
field.
badass, but now he's out in the field.
Yeah.
He was asked to give a speech, which I don't think you'd be an idiot to realize didn't go very well. But right away you kind of see he's got like this look where he's almost like sweating and kind of like almost nervous. You know what I mean? Kind of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
what situation did I get myself into?
You got to think somebody who's like, semi good at being his job of being evil at this point in time is working for the Empire. So if this guy, you know what I mean? Like if this guy's the cattle force between like a different corporation, like he's not almost like not good enough to qualify to be in the Empire.
Yeah.
So he's not it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have what it takes.
He might look like Ramsey Bolton, but he ain't Ramsey.
Yeah, if he was Ramsey Bolton, he'd be fucking walking around in a
He's
Empire.
Ramsey Snow.
Yeah, yeah.
Still a little bit. Yeah, I was kind of just surprised by that, just because I don't know, it was that quick of a turnaround.
They would recruit anybody, like I said,
True,
like
yeah,
halfway
yeah.
decent. You know what I mean? Empire, I feel like would recruit anyone halfway decent.
Yeah,
at
just take one,
being like an authoritative figure.
which is probably why we're gonna find out. Ando's able to kind of just walk right past him because
Pretty much, yeah.
they're
He
so
doesn't have what
arrogant.
it takes. Yeah.
Episode 3, just before we actually start going into it, I thought was the best episode by by a good margin.
Yeah, no arguments here on
Yeah.
my end. Yep.
What about you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're built to that, and that's probably why they had to release the first 3 at once, so
Yeah.
they could give some payoff at least and get people ready for
Yeah,
the second week of releases.
I'm very interested in this Luthen character too.
what is his name?
Luthen is the
Luthen?
like
That's
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård?
Yep.
Yeah, he's cool.
He kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of I can't think of his name from Rogue One. Forrest Whitaker's character from
Oh,
Rogue
yeah,
One.
yeah.
And I think Forrest Whitaker's character is in this from
man,
the trailers that I've seen.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
I wasn't really a big fan of him in Rogue One, to be honest. I don't know
man, I can't think of his
what it
fucking
was, but like Luthen kind of seems like he has that character in this. So I'm very he was very much involved in this episode, and I think that's why I like.
Yeah, he had a
the
big
most.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in this one. Like I said, he's a badass actor. I like that guy.
Yep.
And he definitely, like, right away, I kind of bought into him being in the universe right away.
Yeah.
They do a good job with that.
Yep. I think he could have done both almost. Like if he played somebody in the Empire, I could buy that as well.
He could have done that.
You know what I mean? Because I know
could
he's
see, like, the fucking.
he's
the
a bad
look.
guy in Dune. Like he has that role
he's
in
crazy
Dune.
in Dune.
I
Yeah.
totally
King Hawk in
see
it.
that.
So I think honestly he could have done both sides of it and done a very good job in both of them.
Yeah.
I could. That's
Whatever
a good call.
role. Yeah.
You've been on those lately. I was talking about the other one from the movie the other day. They have with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Chris Pine. Well, that was a good one too. But like I said, definitely thought this was the best episode. Big episode for Skarsgård. Finally got a little bit more action too in this one. You know what I mean? First episode we didn't. I mean, it was an action scene. You know, the opening kill scene. It was actiony. You know what I mean? But this was an actual action scene. Let's see what
Yeah.
the show can kind of do as far as from that standpoint.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I thought they nailed. But like I also said, if you checked out that thing on D23, it was for the most part the scene you had already seen like fucking like 2 weeks ago, basically. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys released your best scene fucking in this little premiere thing. You know what I mean?
Because they knew it was good. They knew it was full of action.
Yeah.
So people were like, all right.
Best way to get
yeah,
people
I'm
to
in.
buy in.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a good ass fucking scene. But we open up with the flashback again. We're doing a lot of these flashbacks to open up and close. I don't really love it. But we see that fucking Andor's entered the crash ship. And like Luke mentioned, he sees, that's why I actually wrote down this scene. He sees a bunch of the bodies of the dead Empire or whatever. I think it is an Empire ship, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Empire soldiers that are all dead, but their skin is like fucking yellow. Like there was some kind of toxic fucking, I don't know, radiation or some shit like that. Something that fucked with their skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other thing about this scene that this actually I thought was just very funny. He kind of goes through the ship. He gets to like the cockpit area. And it seems like he, like, in a glass panel kind of thing, sees his reflection and what he looks like for the first time. And then he just gets super angry.
He's not about it. Yeah, he's not about how he looks.
Which is exactly what I was saying. I was just
Yeah.
like, damn it, I'm ugly!
Yeah.
Kid's never seen a puddle before or anything. Come on.
I've done the same thing recently. I looked in the mirror. I was angry at myself. I've started going on a diet, drinking water, being a lot more physically active. So, yeah, I get where he's coming from. I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that puddle thing got me good. I'm not gonna lie, because I was actually, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Like he's never seen his reflection before, but I was like, oh yeah. Now that you say that, I was like, puddles have definitely happened. Good call, Luke. I'm an idiot. This kid's definitely seen himself.
I mean, it's definitely a lot clearer, but he had some idea.
Yeah, I gotcha. That was definitely funny though. I just thought that was hysterical. He just starts like right away. He's just like angry. He's like, bah! Just starts smashing shit up. But we see that the buyer, like I said, he's gotten into town. He meets up with Bix, which I don't even know. Fucking cool little meetup. I thought was pretty cool. Bix is just drinking and she just fucking seamlessly walks off. They have a cool little conversation. But what I noted, which was weird, was that they only talk about Cassian. Like they don't mention the item he's going to be possibly trying to buy.
Right.
They're only talking about like Cassian. They're talking literally like she even mentions the fact that he killed those two guys and shit. He's like, we got to move fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like, what does that mean? Like, you guys trying to kill him?
So, right. So it's almost like, is there a bigger bounty on Cassian than it is the item that they're going after?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so maybe the
Bix is
reward's a little
suspect.
better. Yeah.
How funny would it have been if that was the scenario and here's Tim playing fucking Jim trying to get his ass out of here, playing Tim, and she's trying to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How
right.
dumb would he feel then?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just ask your girl. Stop being weird.
Yep.
You fucking simp.
Call him Timp.
But yeah, I found out right away. I was like, all right, I'm not found out right away. I was just like right away. I was kind of like, all right, this is interesting. This guy seems like he's not even fucking here for whatever he's supposed to be buying. He's here for fucking Cassian.
Yeah.
Whether
I think the
it's-
bounty's higher on Cassian than it is the item that he's looking for.
Very interesting. So we go to back to the flashbacks. A couple more flashbacks in this scene, this episode, which kind of stunk. But we see that his mother figure, it's not actually his mom that we've met in the current time, if you want to call it the current time. She's in the same ship. She's in the same ship in the flashback. She's got her boy with her. I don't know who this guy is. And then she's also got B2 Emo. But he's like looking all clean, all shined up, brand new. So this guy's had
he's gone through some shit.
yeah, because it's only been, maybe what, 20 years, something
Yeah.
like that. And he looks bad. He's
Yeah,
got a
I mean,
stutter and shit.
like BB-8, R2-D2, all these guys, like those droids have been through some shit too,
Yeah.
and I feel like they haven't really looked like they've
True.
aged necessarily. Like I don't want to say aged,
Little
but you know what I
dirty,
mean,
but-
rusty,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
A little clean.
This guy though, this guy looks like he's been through some stuff. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because I don't know if he was in that, on the planet with the minefield and the accident. Maybe that's what it came from, but. He looks like he's gone through some shit for sure.
Yeah, I noticed that because I was like I said, it hasn't been too long. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like Cass looks like he's like, I don't know.
If
12
R2-D2
years.
cannot be rusty and old looking, and this guy's rusty and old looking, what's this guy been through?
Yeah. But basically, he's kind of losing his shit. They can't communicate because he speaks a language that not even the audience can read.
Thanks, Disney. George.
But basically, he's like freaking out. You know what I mean? He's like outsiders. He doesn't know if they're good, bad, indifferent. He doesn't know what's going on. She basically ends up sedating him and knocks him out. And she's like, I'm getting this kid out of here for his own safety. She's like, they killed the soldiers, so they must have seen the guy that they took out with the 50,000 blow darts. And she's like, for his own protection, this kid's going to be in trouble. The Empire's going to fucking come and kill him. They're on their way. They actually get a little calm that the Empire's incoming.
Yeah, she's a badass.
She seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Opportunia, you know what I
Yep.
mean? You know what I mean? Doing the damn thing. She's redeeming herself for her shittiness in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Good for her. Love to see it.
Big redemption role for Office.
We see that the buyer is not the only man. What's his name again? What's the buyer's name? Luthen?
Yeah, Luthen, I think.
Luthen? He's not the only guy that's arrived on planet. The gods have arrived. Ramsay Bolton and Sergeant Mosk, I'm sorry. They've arrived. And they go to Marva's house, and they start just tearing the place apart, basically asking for Cassian. They have a fucking warrant for his arrest. They scare B2 Emo, which I did not like. It made me very sad. B2
Yeah,
Emo
let him be.
He got very cowardly, and they threatened to rip out like power surges or some shit like that. He was just like, no.
He did the thing, yeah, like
I was like, no.
you know, like in like the original like R2, like he does, they makes a noise kind of where he's like, sad or like
Yeah,
you're shut
yeah,
down.
yes,
I don't want to do it and
yes.
sound like an idiot, but like
glad
he,
you should've.
he just makes like a noise. Like he just makes like a noise, but this guy like actually like I said, he like sinks in.
Yeah, it is cool that he does speak English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice to actually understand what he's saying
Right.
and stuff. Which
Yeah.
is part of what makes with K2SO so cool is that we actually fucking
Yeah.
C3 too.
Yeah,
But-
and I think too, like you don't have a, like obviously you had R2 and C3PO who could translate what
Right.
what R2 was saying. So like right now, there's
Fucking
not really that
rocketed
person that can do it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, but yeah, I like that he actually talks fucking English.
I was waiting for him actually, I was actually waiting for him to like be able to speak whatever language and like translate. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
waiting for that to happen.
Now that would be a pairing: B2 Emo and K2SO.
Ooh, we might get that. You
That'd
never
be a good-
know.
that'd be a
Hopefully,
good little
one
pair.
doesn't replace the other one. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's what I hope. Like, that hopefully doesn't happen. But
Yeah.
that would be cool. I would love to get the two of them together. But like I said, the guards are arrived. They're tearing the place upside down, and then, like we mentioned, Cass put a little walkie-talkie like device, a little comm device on B2 Emo, and of course, as it always happens, as the guards are there at the wrong time.
Get the comm link out of here, man.
Yeah, he just won't stop talking too.
Yeah.
He's just like, what happened? Are you resting? You
Yeah.
fucking taking a sleep? Like, dude, shut
Hello?
up. He's not
Hello?
answering. Something's wrong. You know
Hello?
what I mean? And the guards are able to track basically the little walkie-talkie device, and they see that they're not too far away, so they head out in their direction. And we're gonna, I think they said that they're like 10-minute walk away or something like
Yeah.
that. And then we go to definitely like the climax of this fucking episode. A lot of things kind of happening all at one time, but we see that Andor's arrived for basically like a little meeting place, a little warehouse kind of a thing. And we got Stellan Skarsgård's character, Luthen. He arrives as well. And basically he explains the item that he's trying to sell. He's got this device, like we said, that can track any Imperial ship. Basically like a nice little radar, can keep you under the grid and stuff like that. Mentions how much he wants for it. And right away, Luthen's more interested in how he got it than what he actually has.
Yeah, so to me, like this is big because I think Luthen realizes that like he's starting to recruit for the rebellion.
Yep.
And I think he realizes like he doesn't give a shit how Cassian got this. He sees like he's done the things that kind of like qualify him to be part of the rebellion.
I got
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you said, he doesn't care how he got it. He just knows that he did get it, and obviously I think he knows the backstory now of killing the guards. So I think he kind of sees the qualifications that Cassian has to join the rebellion.
Yeah, I got you.
So like that's what he's more interested in. Like he knows that
What
Cassian
he's
has what it
capable
takes.
of.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
The guy who stole the valuable thing is more valuable than the thing
The
itself.
thing itself.
Yeah, he can do that once a week, Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
call. Good call.
it's almost like recruiting him, like Seth said.
Yeah.
He even offers like literally more money to find out how he did it, and that I thought I liked that little monologue, that quick one by Cassian there. But he was just like, you just walk in and you act like you belong there, and he's like, these guys are so arrogant.
That'll be 10,000 credits. Thank you.
Yeah, no, but I just thought that was really cool.
Kinda
the way
like
he says
Obi-Wan.
that. Yeah.
That's like how that officer lady sneaks into everything.
Yeah, where he goes like, they never expect someone like me. But he even says like to spit in their food, and I was just like, oh, so you've done that a few times, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, you don't just mention that on a whim, you know what I mean? That's from prior experience. You've been spitting in people's foods.
There's anything about the Empire throughout the years is that like they just let people slip through the cracks all the time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Whether it's like like Luke, Han, all them dressing up as stormtroopers, or you saw it in the last trilogy, or even this one, like they just let guys slip through the cracks all the time.
Yep. While we're here in this cool little back and forth conversation with them, we do a quick flash over, and we see that Bix finds out that Tim is the rat. So she kind of fucking freaks out. She leaves. She's gonna go try and talk to her boy real quick to let him know that he's got to get out of town. But then we go right back to where we just were, and we find out that Luthen knows a lot about Cass. Like he knows a lot.
He's been recruited. He's like been looking at him for a while.
Yes. And like we said at the beginning, as soon as he gets here and he's talking to Bix, he's only asking about Andor. So
Yeah.
it's like he's not looking to take him out. He's looking, like you said, to recruit. He
Yeah.
wants this guy bad. He's
Yeah.
been looking into him.
He knows that he has what it takes to join the rebellion.
Yep. He knows that his father was hung by, I would imagine, the Empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He even mentions like the square where it happened.
That pisses
So-
Cassian off bad.
Yeah, well, obviously that makes him even
That
more
is-
curious too. Like, how
Yeah,
the fuck
right.
do you know that
Yeah.
too? You know what I mean? But obviously, yeah, sore subject. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about that shit. But definitely, like I said, he's been doing his fucking research.
Oh, yeah.
And Luthen says as much. He goes, "Don't worry, get me wrong. Like I want that box thing of yours, but I'm
I want
I'm
you."
here for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're what I want. You know what I mean?
It's like Uncle Sam. It's like, I want you to join the army.
And he delivers that good line there. He's like, "Don't you want to fight these bastards for real?" Which I thought was good.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Just the way he delivered it too. Yeah, like, "Don't you want to fight these bastards for real?" I was like, "Ah, let's go kill the Empire."
He's just marching, just like by himself.
If he doesn't want to go fight, I'll fight.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Just when I'm out, they pull me back in. But then they hear some kind of rumblings outside of the warehouse, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like someone else is here. Turns out he like looks at Cass. He's like, "You got a communication device on you?" Cass is like, "Yeah, why?" Pulls it out, throws it, smashes it. He's like, already teaching them, don't fucking carry shit like that around anymore. Right away, educating them.
That's how they track you.
Yeah, exactly. But it turns out the troops have fucking arrived. Before they start making their way inside, who do they find outside? Bix. They were real rough with her. They fucking smashed her head against the wall and shit.
Yeah.
Knocked her out. She fucking bleeding. They handcuff her to a door. I was like, oh shit, Big's getting roughed up. But again, kind of the same thing of what we said. A little bit rougher and tougher and meaner and ruggeder and, you know what I mean? A little bit grittier Star Wars, you know what I mean? But then it's basically fight time. We see Luthen starts it off by blowing up the door right away. Fucking poof. Kills a couple guys right there. But then the troops come on in. Andor's trying to get the box. He's trying to get that box that he wanted to sell. It's like left in the middle of the room. He's trying to make his way through. This was a cool fight scene, though. This was a really cool fight scene.
Yep.
I liked all the shit as far as like they have whatever it is, like these chains with boxes kind of hanging from the sky and shit.
Yeah.
And they're using different ways to shoot them back and forth at guys and stuff.
Use it for coverage or whatever it might, like once it falls. Whatever.
One guy had like his leg wrapped around one. He fucking did something where he fucking went flying and shit like that. Cool fight scene. I noticed they each saved each other's lives like one time too, at least.
Oh, okay, nice.
But they each made a move, you know what I mean? Like the first one was Luthen. He saves him with a shot early on.
Yep.
And then as they're getting ready to like kind of leave, make out of the warehouse, that thing's falling and it's gonna fall right on Luthen, and Andor fucking tackles him out of the way. Nice. You know what I'm saying?
Good call.
So right away there was a couple things. Like I said, he's already educating him right out of the gate because he already knows he's got him where he wants him. You know what I mean? And then now they're already saving each other's lives. These guys are already a little bit of a team. You know what I'm saying? Right away, they already get that chemistry.
Yep.
We see that the gods that we've been following, Ramsay Bolton and Sergeant Mosk, they haven't made their way in yet. They weren't in the original shootout. They're setting up for like a fucking trap, basically, out in the town where they're gonna be making their way out. We find out Andor's a smart guy. This is his planet. You know what I mean? He knows his place better than they do. Oh, good call, Luke. Yep, right there, baby.
Keep going.
He knew this was happening.
Yeah, they knew that it was happening. He comes up right behind Ramsay Bolton. Comes up right behind him, fucking got him at gunpoint and shit like that. Ramsay again looking like a real bitch though. He's like all like, Luthen says, "Kill him." You don't want to kill him? I'll kill him. Yeah. So I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's my kind of guy. He's like, shoot first, ask questions later. You know
again, it's just another example, and I like what they're doing is it's going back to the rebellion had to do some dark shit along the way to get to where they need to get to.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. This is the enemy. You know what I mean? They're the enemy. But they're not
like Jedi. They're not like Jedi's or Siths, where you know what I mean, like
right.
Where they feel the dark. They feel the dark side. If they were to kill like an unarmed guy, or like a Jedi wouldn't kill an unarmed Sith or whatever it might be, like they don't have that ability to do that, so they had to do some dirty stuff along the way.
They're not doing it because they want to. They're doing it because they need to.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they're setting up this little trap, like we said. Andor's too good for it. He's got him at gunpoint. He only knocks him out though. It's like, dude, you gotta kill this guy. You already killed one dude at gunpoint. We've already had like a shootout.
You're wanted. Yeah, you're wanted.
Come on. Already. What are we doing here? Why are we... Ramsay Bolton's got plot armor. You know what I mean? We can't have that. Let's kill this guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We also see that... We go back to the same guy that Andor basically set up his alibi with, the construction worker friend. He's up to a little something. We see him go wander off towards not the Empire, but whatever these guys are, this organization, the ship that they landed on. He just sees that they're all gone. He makes his way over. What's he's going to be up to? He ends up constructing basically like a fucking chained rig to the back of this ship.
Yeah.
Things have gone awry for these guys, so they're like, all right, we got to get out of here. They send one guy to go get the ship and pick them up. The dude that goes running to pick the ship up, he takes off. Huge ass, I don't even know what to call that thing, like a bulldozer basically tied to the back of their ship.
Yeah. Big old ball and chain.
Yeah, big old ball and chain. It looked like when you like mash something in one of those like those mushers, like a car musher, basically. It looked like if you mushed a fucking bulldozer, like a real big one. It was just like a block of crushed metal, basically.
Yeah, that dense.
Yeah. Ends up basically like getting caught in like a building. The whole ship fucking goes down. Boom. So now it seems like these guys might not have a fucking way out of here. Now they're already losing men. They're on the siege. Like we kind of mentioned too earlier, the civilians of this planet do not seem like they want these guys here at all.
No.
You know what I mean? They're doing little things that they can to try and send messages, send warnings. They don't want these guys here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it seems like now that without their ship, they might be kind of fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they've had it, the corporation, whatever you want to call it, has had them under control for a while up until now. You know what I mean? Because again, I feel like they don't want the Empire to get involved. They want to do their own thing, so they've had it under control up until now.
Yep.
Yeah, this whole planet is like right on the border of being slave society. Like it's like they have the freaking
or so that like they thought that they've had them under control, but I don't know. That's pretty like what they do is pretty goddamn crafty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if it kind of was swept right underneath their nose, they didn't even see it. But yeah, they're pretty crafty once they actually put some action into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, like we said, we just see that they tied him up. They tied up Ramsey. They didn't kill him, which was a big mistake. He ends up getting untied by one of his soldiers. And they're like, like they're going to be fucking coming. They use a cool little distraction, though. They send out this first ship first. Andor and Luthen, they strap a ship with basically like dynamite, C4. They send it out first so that all the guards light it up. Boom, boom, boom. The ship fucking explodes. They think we got them. They go and they inspect to find the bodies and shit. Fly off on fucking speeders right by him. See you later. We're out of here.
Yeah, and honestly, I think my favorite part of the whole episode was when they're ringing the bells. Not like they're all ringing the bells, but they're all doing the. I don't know if it's like Morse code or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, the spoon kind of thing. Yeah. Yes, I know what you're talking. Yeah,
because there's one guy like literally, I think his job is to just hammer a bell until like the work day's over.
Yeah, he was doing that fucking
but
all day.
the whole village is doing it, and I forgot who they ask about it, and I think it's Aunt Petunia.
Yeah, it is the mom.
And she says, don't worry about that. Worry about when it stops.
Yes, that was a good scene.
Like I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that whole entire scene.
It's like,
Yes,
and what happens when it stops?
Yeah.
And she's just like shrugs out.
You'll find out. Yeah, I don't know.
That's when the ship explodes, right? Basically?
Yeah, then it leads like right into that. Yep.
Basically, that's like once they hear all the sound of like everybody chiming in, then they attack. Like they all stop and then they attack.
Yeah.
Like, once it stops, that's when everybody engages.
Yep.
Yeah. Like we said, these people obviously they don't want these guys here at all. You know what I mean?
They planned this for a while too.
Yeah, it seems like they had like little, like you said, kind of means of messaging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very crafty. This is their town. This is their planet. This is their home. They know how to use it and run it and work it much better than you guys do. But that basically wraps that episode. They kind of, like I said, they hit the speeders. They get to their ship. They get off planet. We see that they're out of here. They also show a flashback again, just real quick, and they go and they show that they're getting off planet here, and they're getting off planet in the flashbacks too. He's with Aunt Petunia now. They're flying to wherever.
The only thing, we didn't see our favorite simp die. We didn't talk about our favorite simp.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. What a weird scene that was. That just felt like a throw.
Yeah, like what an idiot.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? Like that.
Yep.
He got what he deserves.
That's right.
And
he sees Bix chained up to the wall after she's been, like I said, roughed up pretty good. He's asking these soldiers, like, hey, what the fuck? She's bleeding, you know what I mean? And they say, hey, dude, don't come any closer. We're going to shoot you. And, like, the dumb idiot
And he just proceeds to get closer. Yeah.
And then he gets lit up.
Yeah.
And you do see that she not survives, but...
Right, she makes it. But I'm still, I'm still kind of nervous about her character because you would think that she would be involved in Rogue One. And she's not around in Rogue One. And clearly Cassian falls for, like, the main character of Rogue One, like Jalen Erso's daughter.
Yep.
So the fact that she's not around in Rogue One makes me think I don't know if she's gonna make it through this series.
Yep.
So
I get what you're saying.
Now the boyfriend's dead. Bix is kind of on her own, but I still don't. I'm still kind of skeptic on if she's gonna make it throughout this whole entire thing.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a fair question. I don't know.
At the very least, some heartbreak when they break up and never see each other again.
Yeah, it could be that. But I love you. I know.
But yeah, like that's case scenario.
That kind of deal.
She did.
They've definitely already kind of built her up to be one of the main players for this show, it seems like.
Yeah. So she's the main player, and like I said, she's not around in Rogue One. Like, I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know how it's gonna bode for her character.
She might have to bite the bullet or something like that. You know what I mean? That's very, very possible. It's a good call. I didn't even think of that. But overall, these 3 episodes, like we said, they played all very much together. This 3 episodes played like one story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got off planet. We figured out why we needed to get off planet to even begin with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it took a little bit to get going, but now I think we're going to get going. Because now, like I said, you're going to have the Empire involved. There's some characters that were in previous Star Wars movies that I think are going to come back. Like I said, I think Forrest Whitaker's character is supposed to come back. Mon Mothma's I think is confirmed to come back. So now I think you're gonna hit the ground running. I'm glad that it was just like a 1 week thing where we set it up.
Yeah.
And now I think we go.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah.
Now I think it's gonna pop off.
I definitely agree. I think we're going to find out a lot more, too, about, like, this whole Luthen and Andor relationship, even though they just met each other. Luthen, like we said, definitely knows a lot about Andor, and I'm sure that there's got to be some kind of reason to that.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know, I would definitely want to find out more about them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
like
I think
that
he
dynamic's awesome.
has a relationship with Forrest Whitaker's character too.
That would make
like
sense.
I think they're both main goal was to start recruiting for the rebellion.
Right.
So.
Right. Because I know I did see him in the trailers, like you said.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I liked him in Rogue One. I thought he was a good character. I like Forrest Whitaker. I'm usually a fan.
Maybe that's why I'm not a big Forrest Whitaker fan for some reason.
No?
I don't know why.
No, I usually enjoy him. He's usually pretty good. And I don't know. I like this character. His gimp and his breathing machine and all that shit. I can't think of his fucking name.
Now he's in his prime. This is
Oh,
before
yeah, this is
Rogue
true.
One,
This
so
is
I don't
true.
even think
Yeah,
he probably
yeah.
doesn't even have the gimp and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, he's not as battle worn and shit.
yeah.
He's
He
just
should
early
be.
on.
He should be in his prime.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I would like to see that. But altogether, strong 3 episodes. A little bit on the slower side, but
Yeah, I think the best way to do it is you treat it. You separate almost like completely separate Star Wars, and you just view it as a spy thriller.
Oh,
and I think
yeah.
if anybody can go into that, even somebody who hasn't gotten into Star Wars, like you can watch this as a spy thriller, and I think you can be invested into it.
I totally agree. And
But
it's not
for
you're gonna
us,
be
like
lost.
we're all very involved with Star Wars. Like we all love Star Wars, So I think our expectations are a little bit higher up.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of gotta lower it a little bit, and if you go into it with the right mindset, I think it could be a very good series.
Yeah, I think this one's just going to be a lot different from what we've seen from the other Star Wars series.
Right.
It's going to be a much different vibe, a much different feel.
The series itself might separate because, like I said, if you look at just the series itself, I value more than like how the state of Star Wars is as a whole.
Yeah,
I think there are some much bigger issues with the Star Wars franchise as a whole right now, which I've voiced my opinion on. Like we got to make a good trilogy, this, that, and the other. So if you separate how this is with Star Wars and just make it just a good spy thriller, I think it's captivating for sure.
Kevin Feige's working on supposedly. He's supposed to have his own trilogy coming eventually. I know that. So
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Yeah, which they're already saying that there's been a lot of reports this week saying that he's already spread too thin. You saw the stuff with Blade, right?
Yeah, it seems like a catastrophe.
Seems not
like
good.
I don't want to say
Supposed to start
catastrophe yet,
filming in
but
November.
yeah,
Fucking have no director.
this guy's name is Mustafa Ali. He's not. He seems like he's not feeling it either.
Yeah, no, he was furious. I think he was the main reason why the director ended up stepping down because
Yeah.
Mahershala was literally voicing
Yeah, that's his
complaints
name.
about
Yeah, I don't
the
want to
entire
say
thing.
Mustafa Ali. Yeah,
Mahershala has been furious.
not feeling it. Yeah.
He's said a lot of bad things, so that movie's going to be in a little bit of trouble, it seems like. But I think that's going to basically wrap it up for us here tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good episode. Good first 3. The 4th episode's already out. Came out yesterday. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll be diving into
Oh,
that
nice.
soon.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, episode 4 was yesterday. We will be back to talk Andor in 2 more weeks. We will be back after episode 6. We will be doing a 4, 5, 6, just like we did tonight, 3 episodes in 1. And then after that, we'll be sliding it on into our regular show on Tuesday nights.
4,
So,
5, and 6 were the best episodes of the Star Wars saga. So
Hey!
maybe 4, 5, and 6 will be the best episodes in Andor.
Could be a connection there, folks. So like I said, we'll be back with that in 2 weeks. We'll be back with our regular show on Wednesday morning, Tuesday night for us. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, I ask you guys to please share this show around on your channels, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. If you know any Star Wars people, tell them about it. If they're Andor people, tell them about it. Share the show around. Subscribe to the channels. Leave a comment. Leave a review. It all means a lot. We all appreciate it. And thank you to you guys again, of course. Luke, couldn't have done the show without you guys. Seth, thank you for coming on in. Great show.
If you don't like and share, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
But that's gonna wrap it up for us here tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, have a good one.